Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and it's not every day that Supreme Court justices butt heads and do it on national television, but here we go. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please visit that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@ExplainAmerica. Hit subscribe when you get there, absolutely free. During this election season, it's so important that we keep promoting and preserving conservative news. Guys, Justice Ketanji Jackson Brown gave an interview. And in this interview, you could see, she tried to play it nice. She tried to play it diplomatic. That's what, a good Supreme Court justice would do. She's a very educated woman. She's a woman with high credentials, obviously a very high intellect. She knows how to play it cagey. She knows how to be diplomatic. She understands, what her position in the United States government is, and that people look up to her in a certain way, and so she has to behave in a certain way. But if you listen to the words, you could see the underlying contempt, the anger for what she had heard, for what was going on. See, she was talking about how Justice Clarence Thomas, who in my opinion is one of the greatest Supreme Court justices to ever serve this country, how he actually spoke directly in his Supreme Court opinion on affirmative action, spoke directly about her dissent. And instead of saying, well, we all have a right to our opinion, she's basically said, well, I must have said something that, she didn't say these exact words, you got to hear it for herself, but she said to the point of, in essence, I must have said something that struck a nerve for him to respond directly to me. And, I don't know if that's true, but for her to take a swipe at Justice Thomas on national television, it's something I haven't seen Justice Elena Kagan do. It's something I haven't seen any of the liberals do. Stephen Breyer, when he was on there, Sonia Sotomayor, I haven't seen any of them take it to that point. But this justice did, and I find that rather interesting. So I want you to watch this quick interview, and then I want you to let me know what you think in the comments.
In the time that you've been on the court, because you have written your own dissents in some pretty big cases, there's disagreement, obviously, among your colleagues over the law. In one case, Justice Thomas devoted roughly 7 pages of his concurring opinion on affirmative action to critique your opinion and your dissent. He also read that opinion out loud, just feet away from where you're sitting. What was that experience like?
Well, dissents are common on the court. One of the nice parts about the collective decision-making model is that the justices have the opportunity to express their views. And then when you're in the majority, there's a majority opinion that you can sign on to. You can write separately to express your particular take on an issue. And, of course, you can dissent. And Justice Thomas, in his concurring opinion, decided to talk about my dissent. In one way, I think I was flattered. Was flattered because it meant that I must have been making points that were worth responding to. But it's a dialogue. It's always a dialogue with the justices.